biggest mistake people make when dieting is overcomplicating it. So today I'm gonna show you the diet that helped me lose over 25 pounds. We are gonna go over my entire diet, the macros, the calories, everything that you guys need to know in order to start losing some weight. I'm going to start out each vlog kind of with a little physique update, just so you guys can follow along. I'm doing the Road to 8% Body Fat series once a week. So each week I think is a great milestone for you guys to kind of see my progress, where we're at, kind of going over some of the pros and cons of the whole diet. So let's get into it. Today was a shoulder day, so hopefully my shoulders are at least kind of showing that. I did work out earlier today, but it was also about 4 hours ago. So we'll see what we can work with. I really need to start learning some poses here. So we are 25 weeks out. As of today, I weighed 188.0. Not the lowest I've been. I did get in at about 186 at one point, but that was also after a lot more cardio. I think that was a lot of water weight kind of just being shedded. So overall right now with my workouts, I'm more so working on just consistency. I'm switching things up and I'm gonna start lifting in the morning. So kind of more so just dialing in my schedule, dialing in everything. I think one of the things that most people do when they're dieting is they really just start out with the most extreme everything, the hardest training plan, and I have the opposite approach, and my approach is the one that typically I will actually stick to. I'm kind of more so taking it easy, only working out 5 days a week. Right now, my weekends are nothing, no cardio, nothing. Let's say in 4 weeks, we are actually gonna start incrementally increasing everything. That is what I've done so far, and I think that's what works out the best. So far on this week, we've hit a low of 186.8, I think. A good decrease, but I wanna say the majority of it is water weight. We'll see what happens in the upcoming days. I think something that will be noticeable in the future, I'm going to start as of Sunday, starting with creatine. Now, I take pre-workout pretty much every day, and there's a very little amount of creatine. I think it's like 1.5 grams. So we're actually gonna be bumping that up to 5 grams a day. I'm kind of tracking my weight right now, and we'll see how much water weight my body actually retains. And then we'll kind of start figuring out my plan from there based on my body weight. I'm kind of expecting maybe a 5-pound gain. We'll see. You guys will be updated because I'll probably have a decent idea by next video. Pros and cons to the diet. It's been so short, I can't really say many cons. I maybe am more irritable, but I think everybody's like that when you're a little more hungry. Other than that, just maybe a little bit less energy, but overall feeling better about my body. I think that's a big one. Also, just all my muscles getting more blood in them, getting pumped up. I think that's always a good feeling too. So far, I haven't seen anything in my workouts, like my weight or anything going down. So that's always good. Again, it's only been like a week, so. All right guys, so it's a little bit later in the day. I figured I would go over basically my whole diet. I think that's very important, especially for you guys. In the first video, of course, we saw what my body fat percentage was. I also got kind of an idea of how many calories I'm burning. It's helped me kind of get a clear roadmap, give me a good idea of what weight I'm gonna have to be at. And I think with that, really helping me kind of just lock everything in. I figured out that if I wanna get around, I'm thinking 5 or 6% body fat for stepping on stage to compete, I'm going to have to get to around 153.5, and that's also kind of estimating with some muscle loss. Hopefully I don't have that much. Definitely gonna be keeping my protein high to stop that, which we'll be getting into. First, we're gonna go into my diet. There are so many diets out there. There is not one diet for each person. I think there's multiple diets. At the end of the day, which diet you should go with is the one that you're gonna actually stick with. And so that's kind of what I'm doing. I don't have the exact same meals every day, which I love having the flexibility to just kind of pick and choose what I want. I really just count calories and the macros, but what I do that's slightly different is I'm doing a zigzag diet, basically meaning that every single day I kind of have a different amount of calories. For me right now, and this is set for me for at least the next 12 weeks, I have 3 different calorie days. We have a 1600 calorie day, and we'll just start with Monday. So on Mondays, I have a 1600 calorie day. Tuesday, I have an 1800 calorie day. Wednesday, I have a 2000 calorie day. And then we reset. And then Thursday is 1600 calories, Friday's 1800, Saturday 2000 calories, and then on Sunday it is 1800 calories. So I do 16, 18, 20, 16, 18, 20, 1800. I know that there's a lot of people out there that find it really hard to stick to a diet, sticking with certain calories. And I think for me, I'd have a much harder time sticking to just 1800 calories because that's about what I'm trying to get my average as, 1800 calories. So if I just continually had 1800 all the time, I think for me, that's so much harder to stick to, rather than what I like to do is have a lower calorie day so that my higher calorie day can be a little bit higher. So really that is just my diet more so. There are maybe slight tricks, like some people are saying that, you know, it can really always keep your metabolism guessing. I'm not really sure how much of that will actually really be affecting it. I'm looking at it more like, okay, it's just calories in, calories out. If you're gonna also do a zigzag diet, you can maybe do it slightly different, where the higher calorie days are in the higher training days. That would be really smart. It's just not exactly what I do. For the most part though, my leg day is on a 2000 calorie day, so that's always good. My back day is on a 1600 calorie day, and that's more so I just like the cycle of it, going from the lower up, and then dropping down, lower up. I think it just works for me. I've seen great results, and I guess you'll find out more so if I'm liking it or not. This is the most structured I've been on the zigzag diet, so we'll see. So trying to get a little more in depth into the calories and basically my weight loss goals. Right now for my weight loss goals, I'm trying to lose about 1.5 pounds a week. For me, I think that's just the sweet spot. People say you should be losing about 0.5 to 1% of your weight per week. I think I'm obviously just slightly under that, but for me, I really enjoy the 1.5 pounds a week. Anything over that and it starts to feel like a big chore. For me, in order to lose 1.5 pounds a week, I basically each day have to be at a caloric deficit of 750 calories. Basically, if my maintenance is 2,750 calories, which it probably is with working out, I just need to subtract 750 from that and we will get what I have to hit in order to lose that much per week. In a sense, 2,000 calories. So right now I'm weighing in at about 188, sometimes a little lower. And right now we're trying to get to 153.5. So right now I'm kind of estimating it's gonna be about 24 weeks. So definitely a longer prep than most people, but that's fine. I'm sure you're wondering how I'm tracking everything, and I have two tools. For the first one, I'm using MyFitnessPal, and I just log every single thing that I eat, put it in there, and overall it tells me the calories, the protein, carbs, fats, and fiber, which I track all four. And then at the end of the day, I go and put it in a spreadsheet, which I'll share with you guys sometime in the future. My spreadsheet tracks my daily weight, what my estimated body fat is, basically just the calories for the week, kind of locking everything in, goes over the protein, carbs, fats, fiber, and then I also have some goals in there if I'm hitting them. So I like to kind of at the end of the day go over everything, see how everything's getting. It also has, like, I put in the exercise that I did for that day, so it's hopefully a little more accurate for what weight I should be at in the next morning. I created it maybe about a year ago. I've still been using it, love it. Definitely recommend you have some kind of spreadsheet. That way you can actually really like track your weight. And I do have a 7-day moving average. Love that. You can always see, because you'll see day to day, I can fluctuate a good 1.5 pounds, but overall, over the week, that 7-day moving average will really tell you what you're at. I think another big thing is my macros. I know I'll get this question a lot. A lot of people just want to know what my macro split is. And to be honest, I don't recommend following macros that much, especially when you're beginning. When I first started out, I just went with calories. So when I was 250 pounds, just calories only. I didn't even care about protein. I think now I would probably change that a little bit. All I would care about is honestly calories and protein, nothing else. And that higher protein is gonna help you not lose too much muscle. I think at the end of the day, you're still gonna lose a little bit of muscle, especially when you're cutting down in weight, but the protein's really gonna help you not lose a lot of muscle. So with that being said, I do actually have some macro goals. I do personally try to track them. I'm just saying, if you're newer, I wouldn't exactly care about the fats and carbs. I think they aren't as relevant as protein and just overall calories, and you don't want to give yourself too many things to track. That will happen. So I'll get into the macros for my 1600 calorie day. For protein, we're putting that at 45% of all of my calories I want to put into protein, which is bringing me up to 180 grams of protein. And then carbs, we're putting it 20% of all calories are going to carbs, and that should be at about 80 grams. And then the remaining of it, 35% of all my calories is going to fats, and that's gonna be about 62 calories. What I do is I pretty much always have my fitness pal at a 1600 calorie day. I always wanna hit my protein goals of 180 calories. I wanna always hit the 62 grams of fat. And then on the higher calorie days, those are the days where I wanna add more carbs. So I pretty much always wanna hit 180 grams of protein and 62 grams of fat. And then the days on my 1800 calorie days, those extra 200 calories are actually just gonna go to carbs. So each day I track and try to make sure that I got at least close to my goal. If I don't hit my goal on all of them, I'm okay. It's not that big of a deal. The only one that I do care about really is protein. I try to hit about 1 gram per pound that I weigh of protein. That's always a great goal, and with such high protein, that's really gonna help keep me full. It's gonna help maintain my muscle and keep my muscle as I'm shedding weight. That's a very big one. Also, to be honest, that kind of just fits my style as who I am as an eater. I prefer protein. I love steak, ground beef, chicken, all that. And then we have my fats. I always try to have a decent amount of fats. It should help keep you the fullest the longest. Just digesting fats can take up to 9 hours. And then, to be honest, just the remaining goes into carbs. Carbs overall just give me the energy, obviously, but I'm not the biggest fan of just having a ton of carbs, especially to the other two. I'd much rather have higher protein and then more fats and then carbs. There are times where I crave carbs, and then I'll kind of move some things around and have higher carbs. I can kind of tell when my body needs more carbs, and then I just kind of carb up a little bit, just putting some of the fats into the carb area. So that is basically my diet. We have the actual diet itself, the calories that I'm trying to hit, and my macros. Really, I will say dieting, it's all about consistency. If you're off for one day, that's fine. Just get back on the wagon. Remember, dieting, it's all about small changes, small habits building up. It's not about just flipping your life upside down one day and just doing the most extreme diet. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow along. Next video, I'm going to take you through an entire day of my eating, showing you what I'm eating and basically breaking down why I'm eating certain foods over others and some of my tips and tricks to staying full.